Hello, my friends. I'm truly happy you're here tonight. Before we begin, pause for a second. Take a slow breath in and let it go. Imagine we are sitting beside a gentle fire. The flames move softly. Outside, the world is noisy and fast, but here, it's calm. Let me ask you something. When you look into the mirror in the morning, what do you see? Maybe you smooth your skin. Maybe you add a touch of color to your lips. Maybe you don't wear anything at all. But still, there's always that quiet question. We often think makeup belongs to modern times. Bright stores, glass counters, influencers, and cameras. But the truth is far deeper. Makeup is not just about beauty. It never was. It is about identity, protection, belonging, power. Tonight, we are going back thousands of years to discover how something as simple as color became part of the human story. Picture endless golden sand under a blazing sun. We are in ancient Egypt, more than 5,000 years ago. Here, makeup was not a luxury, it was life. Men and women both lined their eyes with dark powder called kohl. It wasn't only decorative, it reduced glare from the harsh sun. It helped protect against infection. It kept insects away. But there was something even deeper. To Egyptians, beauty reflected divinity. Looking clean and balanced meant you were aligned with the gods. Makeup was both shield and prayer. Travel east to ancient Mesopotamia, the land we now call Iraq. Here, people crushed gemstones into shimmering dust and pressed it onto their lips. Imagine that. Tiny fragments of precious stones glowing in the sunlight. It was a sign of status, wealth, spiritual connection. The face was not something to hide. It was a canvas to declare who you were. In ancient Greece, natural beauty was praised. Too much makeup could make others suspicious. Simplicity meant virtue. A little honey for skin. Crushed berries for a soft blush. Subtle, gentle, balanced. But Rome had different dreams. In Rome, pale white skin showed power. It meant you didn't labor in the sun. Women applied white powders made from lead, unaware of its danger. It made them look flawless for a moment, but slowly harmed their health. Even thousands of years ago, people risked everything to follow beauty standards. Isn't that fascinating? As Europe entered the Middle Ages, religious authority grew stronger. Cosmetics were often seen as deception. Changing your face meant hiding God's creation. Makeup faded from public life. Plain skin became the symbol of purity. Beauty became quiet. Then came the Renaissance, a rebirth of art and expression. Faces became pale again, cheeks rosy, lips red. People aimed for a porcelain look, smooth, perfect, almost doll-like. But beneath the powder, skin suffered. The pursuit of perfection has always carried a price. The 1700s were bold and theatrical, huge wigs, heavy powder, dramatic faces. Even men wore visible cosmetics. Then, the 1800s arrived, bringing a stricter mood. Makeup was considered improper. Respectable women pretended they wore none. If they wanted color, they pinched their cheeks or bit their lips. Natural appearance became a moral statement. Once again, beauty followed society's rules. The world changed with factories and film. Mass production made cosmetics affordable. Cinema created a new dream. Women saw glowing faces on giant screens and wanted that same magic. Makeup became mainstream. In the 1920s, bold lips and smoky eyes symbolized freedom. In the 1950s, glamour returned after the war. Polished lips, defined liner, elegant style. In the 1960s and 70s, youth movements transformed cosmetics into rebellion, bright blues, dramatic lashes, dark punk statements. Makeup stopped being only about beauty. It became language. Today, we live in a global age. Beauty ideas travel instantly across continents. We learn from every culture, every shade, every tradition. And something beautiful is happening. Old rules are falling. Makeup is no longer limited by gender, skin tone, or tradition. Some use it boldly, like artwork. Some use it lightly. Some choose none at all. There is more awareness now about ingredients, ethics, and sustainability. We want beauty without harm. And that may be the biggest change of all. So what have we learned tonight, sitting here by the fire? Makeup reflects the world around it. When society is strict, it hides. When society is free, it shines. When people feel powerless, it protects. When people feel confident, it celebrates. But here is the truth that matters most. Makeup is only a tool. It can enhance. It can decorate. It can express. But it does not create beauty. That already lives within you. Every line on your face tells a story. Every smile carries memory. Every choice you make adds color to your life. You are part of a human story thousands of years old. From desert queens to modern creators, the thread continues through you. So the next time you see a mirror, don't just ask, "How do I look?" But maybe there's a better question. When you stand in front of the mirror tomorrow morning, instead of asking how you look, ask yourself, "How do I feel?" Because feeling is older than fashion, emotion is deeper than appearance, and confidence, true confidence, does not come from powder or paint. It comes from understanding who you are beneath it all. Let's stay here for a moment. Imagine your reflection staring back at you. Not judging, not criticizing, just observing. For thousands of years, humans have decorated their faces. But beneath every layer of color, there has always been something more powerful, the desire to be seen. Not just looked at, seen. Seen for our strength, seen for our pain, seen for our uniqueness. When ancient warriors painted their faces before battle, they were not asking, "Am I beautiful?" They were saying, "I am brave." When queens lined their eyes in black and gold, they were not asking for approval. They were declaring authority. When movie stars shaped their lips in perfect red curves, they were not hiding. They were performing power. Makeup has always been communication. And so the question changes again. Not "How do I look?" but "What am I saying?" Because every choice speaks. A bold red lip might say confidence. A bare face might say peace. Glitter might say joy. Dark eyeliner might say mystery. Even choosing nothing at all says something powerful. I am enough as I am. And that is where the real journey begins. You see, the world will always try to define beauty for you. It will show you images, filters, trends that change every season. One year, full brows are perfect. The next year, thin brows return. One decade loves bold colors, another praises natural glow. But here is the truth. Trends are temporary. Identity is not. If you spend your life chasing every trend, you may forget your own reflection. That's why it's important to pause, to ask not just what is popular, but what feels authentic. because authenticity shines brighter than highlight powder ever could. Let me tell you something gentle but powerful. The face you were born with has survived every day of your life. It has smiled. It has cried. It has faced fear and joy. That face deserves kindness. In ancient times, people believed the face held the soul. And maybe they were right. Think about it. When someone you love smiles at you, do you notice their foundation? Or do you notice the warmth in their eyes? When someone laughs deeply, do you study their lipstick? Or do you feel their happiness? True beauty is energy, and energy cannot be applied with a brush. It radiates from within. Now, I want you to imagine something. Imagine a world with no mirrors.